Can you beat Minecraft without breaking any of the laws of North Korea? Well, before we answer this question, we need to establish a couple things. First, what even are the laws of North Korea? And second, which ones actually apply to Minecraft? From what I've researched, it isn't what I can and cannot do, but rather what I must do. For example, every household is enforced to hang up 2 pictures of their former leaders, one of Kim Il-sung and one of Kim Jong-il, which is why when I loaded into the world, our top priority was getting 2 paintings before night. As in North Korea, failing to have these pictures up can result in a punishment as harsh as death. Now this is only one of 10 laws that I have to follow, with this one here being one of the easiest, as the next one limits your right of movement. How exactly? Well, you may have noticed me placing these signs ever so often when I run. This is because in North Korea, you're kinda stuck there. Legally speaking, you're allowed to travel around your hometown, but going beyond there, unless you get legal permission from the government by getting a permit, it's a big no. This is why we need to keep track of our every movement by placing a sign every 50 or so blocks. But since permits aren't a thing in Minecraft, this was the closest adaptation of the original law. And don't worry, what may seem like a simple obstacle will quickly turn into a frustrating headache. Oh, and you know how North Koreans can't leave the country? Well, that's actually not true at all. You can and will be needing this later to travel across different dimensions. But hold on a second, I'm jumping ahead because what exactly am I doing right now? Village, village, village. Come on, where's the village? A village? What do we need a village for? Well, let me introduce to you another law. Stay assigned housing. In North Korea, you don't build a house. You don't buy a house. The government assigns you one based on a system called the Songbun. I think that's how you say it. From the very minute you're born, your family's loyalty towards the country determines your life's opportunities. From your education, jobs, food, housing, your entire future is based upon how high or how low your family ranks in the system. So to put it simply, the family you're born into determines how you will live your life, and sadly, there's no changing that. Either way, every family is assigned a house, and since we can't build one, we have to find a village to live in. Now this sounds easy enough if it weren't for one teensy tiny law that North Korea just happens to have. A goddamn curfew, meaning if we aren't in a house by nightfall, we instantly lose the challenge, as in real life, you're sent to a labor camp. And this right here was the main and only reason I kept failing this challenge. As attempt 1, we couldn't find a village in time. Come on. Same with attempt 2, please. And attempt 3. Why? And finally on attempt 4, this happened. Oh, a village. Yes, please, a village. I can't even run, and I'm about to lose the challenge. Ah! Are you kidding me? Yeah, I actually can't explain this. I just went into La La Land for some reason. Anyway, now would be a great time to thank the man that inspired this all, Guy Bordeaux. Truly a fantastic creator. Make sure to check him out after this. And yes, I may have copied the intro of his video, and listen, I'm not apologizing to the angry fans in the comments for it. The only one I'm actually apologizing to is Guy Bordeaux. So if you're watching this and you're a little bit annoyed, I'm sorry. Also, quick editor's note, Guy Bordeaux just released his video 2 weeks ago on the exact same challenge I'm doing, so you know, that's just great. I love when that happens. Anyway, I didn't copy him. Finally, on attempt 5, things began to line up, but not just with the village, as we need to explain a few more laws. First, loyalty. As made evident by the Songbun system, North Korean leaders want their citizens' full loyalty towards the country. Although this loyalty is just modern day slavery, so here's a few laws which we'll have to follow. First, the public distribution system, or PDS, a system where instead of buying food, the government hands out rations, and the amount is based upon your rank in the Songbun system. The higher you rank, the more food you get, and the lower you rank, the less food you get. Either way, the rations are extremely low. I'm talking 500 grams of food a day if you're on the good side. So to match this law, we need to chuck away half of all the food I get. So if I go on a killing spree and get a stack of pork chops, I can only use half. And back to the real law, those thinking to themselves, oh, why don't they just buy food? Well, the average monthly salary is about 10,000 won, or about 11 United States dollars. And do you want to guess how much 1 kilo of rice costs? Yeah, it's 10,000 won. Even then, it would most likely take you 5 months to buy anyway, because of another law they have. no taxes. Now hang on a second, how exactly does no taxes cause a purchase to take 5 times as long? Well, North Korea doesn't have taxes because citizens need to once again show their loyalty through donations. And these donations are a percentage of their salary, and you want to know how much that is? It's about 80%. Yeah. 80% of what they make gets taken from the government. So how can we match this in Minecraft? Literally just drop 80% of what we get? No, because that's not realistic, as North Korea isn't consistent. These donations are random amounts at random times during the year. So how do we replicate this? Simple, a spin the wheel. Since money isn't in the game, we have 10 random challenges, which range from easy, medium, and hard. At the beginning of each Minecraft day, we'll have to spin it, and whatever it lands on, we'll have to complete that challenge to show our loyalty towards the country. For example, let's say we get 64 stone, we then have to mine up 64 stone and donate it to the country. And if we fail to complete the daily challenge even once, we instantly lose the challenge. So after all that, do you think that's enough loyalty towards your country? What, yes? Well, too bad, because everyone is forced to do a minimum 10 years of military service. Meaning on top of everything we have to do, every night before following the curfew, we have to kill 10 mobs. All in hardcore mode, as just like real life, you only live once. Okay, wow, okay, that was a lot of explaining, but it truly shows how exact that first day has to be. And that's exactly what happened in attempt 5. First, when I loaded in, I chopped down a tree so we could place those signs every 50 or so blocks. Along the way, I viciously assaulted a few sheep for their wool and spun the wheel for the daily challenge. Come on, please, please. Okay. I'll take that. So I then further viciously assaulted helpless animals and donated to the government, where after wandering around like a complete lunatic for 5 minutes, I finally found a village. Oh, village. Okay, this is for Ron, there's a village. And I made myself at home while making sure to show my true, absolute loyalty with Hassan and Kaya. Now, okay, it's not like I was actually gonna get 2 pictures up of the former leaders, so I did this instead. And yes, I may be a little late to the joke, but I don't care. And all of this happened just in time as it was becoming night, meaning it was time for our military service. And while killing 10 mobs sound easy enough, I want you to keep something in mind, as in the beginning, we have no armor, a wooden sword, little to no food, and all in hardcore mode, meaning one little mistake, one little misgroove, and it's all over. Luckily, as you guys know, I'm the GOAT and it was easy. Oh, and there's one last little lore I forgot to mention. No sleeping. Now hang on a second, how is no sleeping a real law in North Korea? Well, it isn't. I only added it as a joke. You see, on multiple occasions, people in government have fallen asleep during meetings in front of their leader, Kim Jong-un. And you want to know what good old Kim did in return? Yeah, he executed them. I'm not an expert by any means, but that seems like a slight overreaction. So yes, I thought adding this rule would be nothing but a bit of fun, but little did I know that this joke would become an absolute nightmare. But until then, let's start finally making progress. First, with iron armor, as the only thing that's stopping us from losing is death. But making progress in this challenge is harder than you think. To put it into perspective, a Minecraft day lasts 20 minutes, 10 of that being night, so no progress there. The other 10 being day, but we need to take into consideration the daily challenge, which this varies, but on average it tends to take about 3 minutes to complete. That means only 7 minutes per day of actually doing things that work towards beating the game, and most of these days are just pure nothingness. For example, on the second day I did my challenge, mined 64 stone and donated it before deciding to look for a cave, and sorry, you've ran out of time. Now I need to do my military service, which you know is easy because I'm the GOAT, and AFK the night until the next morning and repeat all of those steps over and over, making just a little bit more progress. My point is, this was gonna be a painful journey, but day 3 started giving me hope. First with an easy challenge of mining 20 coal. This was perfect as it meant I could spend the entire day mining, which was exactly what we needed, although I was worried about something. Alright, now there's two things I'm worried about. One is getting lost, and that leads us into number 2, which is not knowing when it's going to be night, as I need to be out of here as soon as possible so I can do my military service. Otherwise, then the challenge is over, which is why I decided to play it safe and leave the cave early, but not without a whopping 33 iron, more than enough for a full set of iron armor, so gladly I started cooking up the iron and began my military service. But as you know, I'm the GOAT, so it was easy. Oh my... Are you kidding me? Oh, well, this may be harder than I thought, so, Attempt 6. I followed the same steps, chopped down a tree, placed signs, found a village, got the 2 paintings and did my challenge. Just in time for our military service, but this time I did it in F5, as the only reason I died last time was because I was a fool and I couldn't see what was coming up behind me. But even with this new perspective, I still had quite a few close calls. But that's not all what happened in the first day, as halfway through I had a realization. Wait, hold on a second. Does this count as stealing? Wait a second. I might have to look this up. What is the punishment for stealing in North Korea? Severe labor and torture camps. For basic thefts like food. Like bread? Oh no. Okay, you know what? I didn't steal anything. I just took it and looked at it and then put it back. I didn't steal anything. I didn't steal anything. Don't torture me, please. Now, because of this, we'll most likely follow a carnivore diet for the rest of the video, which is already hard enough, but you want to know what's harder? Me after you subscribe to the channel. Okay, that sounded like a lot better in my head. But seriously, at the time of making this video, I have 2 years until I graduate high school, which means I have till then to make YouTube my full-time job, and I'm really serious about that. It would be my absolute dream to do this as a career, and I've already had lots of support, but we still have a long way to go. So you subscribing would mean the world to me, and don't worry, I have a lot of exciting videos coming up. But anyway, day 2 is here, and remember me ranting about slow progression? Well, beyond this point is where you'll really start to notice it. Even when the daily challenge is simple, like chop down 32 logs, it still takes the entire day just to mine and smelt a few iron for some basic tools. And I'm gonna be honest, I thought I had it bad here, but compared to the days coming up, this would count as one of the better ones. How exactly? Well, let's take day 3 for example, when we got our first hard challenge. No jumping. Come on, come on, come on. You've got to be kidding me. So I spent the entire day walking around killing animals for food, since I didn't want to risk going into the mines, as our only way to travel up blocks were slabs. And last time I checked, caves go down, so coming back up, yeah, I might as well quit there. But surprisingly enough, doing our military service wasn't the worst thing in the world. Sure, I kept almost dying, but once it was over and the sun rose up, turning jumping back on was an amazing feeling. Meaning after doing our daily challenge, we can finally go back to mining some iron. Wait, Cody, what are you doing? No, what are you doing fighting that skeleton? No, don't risk it, don't risk it! You're gonna... die. God damn. Alright, where was I? Oh, that's right. Attempt 7. Now you've already seen the start a few times, so let's speed it up. Day 1 we did our usual, but this time we managed to get some basic iron tools. Day 2 sped things up even more with a mining trip that got us full iron armor. Day 3 allowed us to get food to last ages, leading us into day 4, and so far, this has been our best attempt yet. We have all the resources and armor to survive, so all we have to do now is reach for Nether. Now we can't use ruined portals as looting it would count as stealing, so we'll have to get diamonds for a pickaxe and mine up the obsidian ourselves. Luckily this run has blessed us with an absolute beauty of a cave, so getting 3 diamonds for a pickaxe will be easy. All I have to do now is just walk back. Wait, what are you doing? Oh god, not again. No, you don't need any more diamonds, you greedy bastard. Turn around, get back. You're gonna get yourself killed. Motherfucker. Alright, this time I promise I'm gonna lock in, but first, we need a game plan. Now there's two things that have killed me previously. One, not being careful, and two, being greedy. The first one happened 99% of the time during our military service, the other 1% was me just being an idiot. The second one, being greedy, I can mostly change unless it involves money. Speaking of which, enjoy this ad. Was there an ad? I really hope so, because if there wasn't, then that was just really awkward. Anyway, in addition to those two, there's one last thing we should follow. A simple trick, and that is taking our time. There's nothing wrong with not rushing, as we just want to simply complete this challenge. So no matter how many days it takes, I will do it, and let's see how we go in attempt 8. The beginning was just as ordinary as the others. I found a village right next to spawn, I got some food, the paintings, completed the daily challenge and did my military service. Day 2 came around, and despite getting one of the hardest challenges, no sprinting, the day went by without much struggle, and that continued to happen over the coming days. I'd do my challenge, maybe make a little bit of progress and do my military service, and I'd repeat this over and over, following exactly what I promised to do. Take my time. And to my surprise, it was actually working, and soon enough, I surpassed my longest attempt yet. But I still wasn't making much progress, and I started losing hope on this run, but suddenly, things quickly picked up. Oh my. Look at this cave! This was exactly what we needed, as we were drastically lacking iron. But before we fixed that problem, another one arrived. Phantoms. While the average player can just sleep them off, I thought it would be funny to make a lore where I can't sleep. You know, as a joke, but it turns out that the joke was on me. Because now, if I try to do my military service, I get attacked like a damn drug trafficking boat trying to make its way into the USA. Please, no, leave me alone. No, please, I'm actually about to die. But after getting brutally attacked with many near-death experiences, on one of the days while doing some innocent mining, I found this. Wait, no way. No, wait, this is good. This was the exact moment when I realized this run here could be the one. How exactly? Well, you've already heard me complain about my military service, especially now since phantoms make it 1,000 times harder, almost guaranteeing to kill me eventually. So finding this spawner was a dream come true, because every night going forward, all we have to do is simply make our way down here, kill 10 zombies and safely return home, eliminating ourselves from any close calls of death during the nights. And this one simple change will be the difference between us completing the challenge and ultimately failing. And over the next few days, we started to make even more steady progress, with a full set of iron armor, a food source from the local marine life which no longer exists, and most of all, diamonds. But I learned my lesson from last time, and I stayed away from the greediness, leaving just enough for a pickaxe and therefore obsidian for a portal. But before we enter the Nether, I need to explain one last fine detail with North Korean lore: how citizens can actually leave the country. I briefly mentioned it earlier, and it's true, you can leave the country, but under very strict conditions, which only very few amount of people are allowed to do. You have to be someone important, a government official, an elite athlete, or a top student. But to be either one of these, it's basically all luck, as all of these require you to be right at the top in the songbun system, aka you gotta be born into the right family. So yeah, I think the system is just a little bit rigged. But if you're one of these people, you can get a permit and leave the country, and that's when Minecraft comes in. I'm counting crossing different dimensions as leaving the country, so we'll need to get our own permits. And how do you get one in this challenge? By renaming a piece of paper. Listen, I couldn't really think of any other ways to do this. Plus, getting the iron for the anvil was kinda hard. I mean, I guess. But either way, we got our permit, we got our portal, let's enter the Nether, where surprisingly the most dangerous thing isn't the lava or mobs, but rather the day-night cycle. I briefly touched on this earlier with the caves and the curfew, and how since I was underground, I couldn't tell when it was becoming night. Meaning if we made it out of the cave too late, we failed to follow the curfew, aka the challenge is over. Now this is the same scenario but a lot worse, because of one main thing: the fortress. For all I know, it could be 100 blocks away or 1,000, and with our limited amount of time each day, actually finding it and getting blaze rods will be a living hell. no pun intended, as if we leave the nether by even a singular minute too late, the challenge is over. So when I realized just how close I was to ending this entire challenge, I decided that moving forward, we'll be using a timer, guaranteeing that we'll make it back in time, and thanks to this, after God knows how many days, I found it. Oh, wait, there's a fortress. Oh, no way. Okay, this is good. This is good. Ow. Alright, okay. This might be harder than I thought. Yes, blaze rods. Whoa. Okay. We need to play this very safe. After getting absolutely blessed with dream speedrunning luck, I went to the nearby warped forest for the ender pearls. And this was a lot easier, as all I needed to do was dig a little hole, make eye contact, and kill him. Funny enough, sometimes there would be so much in one area that it would just look like an enderman farm. So thanks to that, before long we had more than enough to find and light the portal. To find and light the portal. Oh god, I just realized something. Remember the 3 lures, the daily challenge, the assigned housing, and the curfew? Well, how could you forget? They've been some of the main roadblocks in this video. But anyway, I just realized that because of them, finding the stronghold will be near impossible. Because let's say I start following the eye in a random direction, and before I know it, it becomes night. I was either lucky enough to find a village along the way, or I wasn't, and now I failed the challenge because of the assigned housing and the curfew lure. So the entire run beyond this point is RNG. And let's say that we were lucky enough to find a few villages along the way. I need one close enough where I can still make it to the portal and kill the dragon before it becomes night, aka in under 10 minutes. Oh, I almost forgot, this is of course with the daily challenge at the start of every day, so it's even harder. But what do we do then? Just pray and hope that the last 5 hours of work didn't go to nothing? Hell no, I'm using chunk base. Listen, free will is fun. Why do you think I did a damn video that is probably gonna get me on some sort of watch list? But there's no way I'm letting the rest of this challenge rely on RNG. No, I won't allow it. So here's the plan. After doing the daily challenge, we throw the eye, and whatever direction it's heading, we use chunk base to find the nearest village. We make our way over there, set up the paintings, do our military service, and once it's morning, simply repeat those same steps. Luckily, we only had to do this twice, as the stronghold wasn't too far away. There it is! And even luckier, we had a village that was only a few hundred blocks away, meaning it was about time to actually fight the dragon. But there's one last thing you need to keep in mind. I'm not a speedrunner. Sure, from where we currently are, killing the dragon in under 10 minutes may sound easy for some of you, but for me, if I actually want to do this, we need to optimize every single second of that 10 minutes. First, with the way there. I started with returning to the stronghold and searching the entire building until I found the portal room. Then, I made a direct path from it all the way over to the entrance. Then up on the surface, I made a vague path all the way from the entrance, all the way over to the village. You know, in case I get lost. I mean, I don't know how I could, but knowing me, I would. But now since we have the path sorted out, we need to actually worry about killing the dragon, as by the time we reach the end, we'll have, at most, 5 minutes to kill it. So what do? The typical way with a bow and arrow? No, that will take too long. What we need to do is, drumroll please, a 1 cycle. Oh god, what could possibly go wrong? For those who don't know, a 1 cycle is simply killing an ender dragon with beds. Keyword, simply, because after watching a few tutorials and practicing myself on separate worlds, this is in fact not simple, and this actually made me respect some of the top speedrunners like Ludwig, XQC, Onipixel, and I think there's this Feenberg guy. I think he has like a record or something. But after all that, all I had to do was wait for an easy daily challenge to come around, and once it did, it was time. Yes, we did it! Oh, yes, we actually did it! Oh my god. Finally! Yes, this challenge took way too long to do. Oh, wow, I'm actually really surprised I did that. I mean, wait. It's night. Oh god. I failed the curfew, Oh shit. Wait, while I was recording this video, I spent a decent amount of time in VC with my friends. So when I was editing this video, I thought, hey, why don't I show you guys some of the funny moments from behind the scenes? Also, keep in mind there's a little bit of swearing, but enjoy.
If this video gets 1 like, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of an orphan.
Cody's not going to use any of this footage. Cody! Cody, I know where you live. Just keep that in mind.
Oh, fuck my corn dogs!
You know, Cody, when I was younger, I kind of wanted to be groomed. And he called me just to ask how fat I was.
Yo, am I gay?
I got explosive diarrhea.
Oh my god, the corn dogs are so good.
Sleep in the same
There was a creeper, sorry. Is this going in the video, Cody? I've already demolished 6 corn dogs. Holy fuck, I'm gonna die. Hey, shouldn't you be fucking cleaning your room, slave? Wobbly wibbly, wobbly wibbly, wobbly wibbly.
Do you guys want this PC?
Yeah, sure.
It's Windows like 7, by the way.
Oh.
It's Windows 98. That's like way more than 7.
Windows 98! That's older than everyone on the fucking call.